Okarinasai minasan, today we're gonna take a look at the first trailer for Kamen Rider Gotchard. Without further ado, let us jump straight into the trailer right now. Let's go. Kamen Rider Gotchard. Hoppa once. Okay. It's kind of okay. We get to see the gun in action. Get to see a new form. That whoa! I love the finisher. Oh wow! Okay, very cool. So we got a new, I would say, very fun looking trailer here, but the thing that really got me curious and got me really worried is why didn't they actually show us who actually is the user for Gacha driver itself? Who is our main character? Like, why are we not seeing his face? Why are they not kind of like trying to promote him right now? And I believe all the answer is gonna get answered next week, okay? Because next week we are gonna get kind of like a official, maybe we are gonna have a live, they're gonna introduce all the cast of Kamen Rider Gotchard, and they are also gonna tell us a little bit on like the theme of the story. Maybe they are gonna introduce the opening singer, something like that. So all of these things are really fun, but we are here to actually break down the trailer scene by scene to kind of like figure out what we can actually learn from the trailer itself. So we started out the trailer obviously with the title screen, okay? We got the title screen, Kamen Rider Gotchard, and it actually tells us that it is gonna get air. The first episode is gonna air on 3rd of September, okay? So that is something really amazing. But next thing we want to see is, come on man, okay, we get to see the belt, and I actually really love how they designed the belt itself. Like, it is very simple, and I love transparent stuff, okay? Like when every single time when I see something transparent, it just kind of like just pick something in me that, hey, I think this is really cool, and I really want to get it, something like that. And after seeing this, I might want to kind of like collect the Kamen Rider Gotchard cards and also the driver itself, okay? Maybe I'm not sure yet, but if you think that is a good idea, let me know in the comment section below, because hey man, like, if I can open a pack of cards every single week, that is gonna be really fun for you guys and also for me as well. But with that being said, let me move on to the next thing. The next thing it is just the other side of the card, okay? So nothing much to see here. We already saw this, but after he henshin, we get to see the card kind of like collide with one another and forming the mask of the rider itself. And we don't actually get to see how the henshin sequence actually looks like. We cut immediately to this scene where Gotchard is in a dark room, dark environment, and he is like shine bright like a diamond, something like that, okay? And I love it, okay? I love the shininess of the rider itself. But like I said, as usual, there is like one thing that I'm not a big fan of, and that we can actually see this in the scene itself, and that is this chest piece, okay? This thing, I'm not a big fan, because this is kind of like a gradient fire thing, and maybe this is to kind of like tell us, because it's chemical, okay? Like every single time when we think about chemical and all the stuff, we actually think of Bunsen burner, we think of like kind of like yeah cooking the chemical. We get to see a lot of beakers and a lot of like flasks all over the place. It kind of like reminded us, when we talk about chemistry, it reminded us of Breaking Bad, something like that. And maybe the fire is kind of like a symbolism to that, something like that. I do not know, but like I said, I'm not a big fan of that. I would actually prefer them to make something more like something else, okay, rather than just a flame logo there. But it looks good, just not a big fan myself personally. And next, before that, I want to talk about something that I saw that piques my interest, okay? So can I find a good scene for it? Okay, we get to see this scene here, and that is on his left hand. We actually see something of a something that he can actually use to slot the card in, something like that. So I'm not so sure whether or not this is his deck, or is it this is something that he actually used to slot in a power up power or something like that. We are not sure, okay, but I believe these could actually be a power up card slot rather than a deck slot, because if this is actually a deck slot, it doesn't make a lot of sense on how it is being positioned, because if you really think about it, like the card slot is situated like this, okay. I'm just gonna use my font as a reference here, okay. So this is how the card slot actually is. So if you actually turn it over, no, okay, so yeah, this is how the cards this is how the card slot is, okay. Like this is how the card slot is, and if you turn your hand over, it's kind of hard for you to slide in the card from like this direction. So maybe how he is gonna slide the card in or even draw the card is he's gonna do this, and then he's gonna draw the card out, something like that, okay. Maybe not, we are not sure, but based on the direction of the arrow, it almost seems like you're supposed to put cards in rather than like drawing card out. So I would assume like this is actually kind of like a power up slot rather than a deck slot, something like that. So with that being said, like where the hell is the deck slot? We are not sure. Maybe we are not gonna have a deck slot, but yeah, I just want to talk about that a little bit, okay. Another thing I want to talk about from this scene is the gun itself, okay. The gun, I think it is supposed to be orange in color, but right now it's like lit up bright, something like that, so it looks like a pink color gun, something like that. But it looks like a directional gun. Why is it a directional gun? We are not sure, but maybe this is kind of like a, because if you actually know, if you know chemistry usually uses an arrow symbol, like what plus what, and then they did not use, I think they did not use the equal sign, but they actually used kind of like a arrow sign, so that it actually became like the other thing, something like that. I'm not very familiar with chemistry, but if you're you're studying chemistry right now, let me know in the comment section below. Next thing, moving on, okay. This Kamen Rider Gotchard also have a scarf, so I believe scarf is making a return in Kamen Rider because of Shin Kamen Rider. Like it brings back the scarf, and I think everyone just love the scarf, and I personally love it, okay. I love the scarf, and I would love to see more rider have some sort of scarf, something like that. And next we get to see the gun in action, get to see kind of like a point blank perspective of the gun. I would assume that the black part here of the gun you can actually slot card in, something like that, so to kind of like serve as a power up or kind of like a finisher move for the gun itself. Just a concept, okay, but it looks really it looks okay, it's not that bad. But this is yet another rider after Gitz who is using a gun as his main weapon itself, okay. So this is really interesting, because when Gitz uses gun as his main weapon, I actually say that I don't think there is any main rider out there currently other than Gitz is using gun as their primary preferred weapon. Most of the rider is gonna prefer using a sword or maybe just fight with their bare hand, but not Gotchard and not Gitz, okay. Their primary weapon is actually a gun itself, but then again I could be wrong. Moving forward right now, next we get to see a new form from Kamen Rider Gotchard. I think this is called skateboard. So this is a combination between a skateboard and a samurai itself, okay. So but the thing that I want to focus on right here is the weapon itself, because if you take a proper look at the weapon right now, you're gonna be like, why does this weapon look so familiar? And I don't blame you, because this weapon is the I'm not sure how to actually call it, but it is the sword from the ninja rice buckle repaint into an orange color. And I don't know, man, like let me know what do you think, like why is this why are they reusing the design of the weapons so fast? You know, like it is only like the next series they are already using the ninja rice buckle design already. But obviously there's a little bit of change to the weapon itself. Like there is a card slot here. Like last time there isn't a card slot here, but right now they added a card slot here, so make it a little bit different, but still this is the design of the weapon for the ninja rice buckle itself. Okay, so really interesting choice of design for a samurai form Kamen Rider, something like that. I think giving him kind of like a katana, I think would be better, or even an orochi, like a big sword, is gonna be even more amazing. But giving him like this type of kind of like a bow and arrow type of sword, something like that, is, you know, a little bit, I'm not sure what the writer are thinking when they're designing, but it looks good. Okay, what can I say? Maybe this is like the skateboard of the weapon of the skateboard or something like that. We are not sure, but moving forward. Okay, moving forward. Next, we get to see the monster here. So the monster here looks like a mantis, look like a praying mantis, and we know that the story actually tells us that human is actually the core villain of the story itself, rather than the monster itself. The monster is kind of like the Gaia memory in Kamen Rider W. They are kind of like a neutral power that sometimes they tempt human to do some evil thing and all those stuff, but at the end of the day, the mastermind, the one that is pulling all the string, is actually human. Okay, so seeing a praying mantis here means that someone is actually using the power of the praying mantis, and after our main boy here defeat the praying mantis, he's gonna receive the card of Kamentis, if not mistaken, that is the name of the card. And we already know Kamentis actually exists in the pool of deck that we're gonna have. Okay, so showing us this first praying mantis card means that this could actually be the first monster of the week. Maybe it is gonna be some other monster, we don't know, but I believe this is gonna be the first monster of the week. Okay, and next we get to see him using the rider kick. It looks really cool. You can see like there's kind of like a steam going on, and then the fire just ignited. He just slammed through this shot. This rider kick shot is what really shows me that, hey, this is gonna be a really cool Kamen Rider series because of the rider kick itself. Like, I think some of the best rider kick that I can think of right now, I think the best one that me personally preferred is Kamen Rider Feist. I really love Feist rider kick, and another one that I really love is Kamen Rider Decade. Decade's rider kick is also really cool. But other than those two, I don't think, I can't really remember the rest of the rider kick. But hey, let me know in the comment section below, like, which rider's rider kick is your favorite. I think the worst rider kick has to be W, okay, because the Joker Extreme is so lame, super duper lame. It's just like double kick, but it's like split into half and like boom, something like that. So that is super duper lame. But then again, W is my favorite series, but I don't like the rider kick at all. So I don't know, man. Let me move on to the next thing. Okay, next we get to see this guy. Not sure who this guy actually is, but a lot of people actually says that this is the Decade that all of us has been waiting for. Like there's a lot of rumors saying that, hey, Decade is coming back to the series, Decade is coming back to Gotchard or something like that. And I'm not sure, okay, like the rumor, can we really believe it? I don't think so, okay, but the design of this rider looks very similar to Decade itself. We got the purple, we got the white, and we got the black, so it is the color scheme of Decade. So maybe the people that is like leaking the information, like they are actually leaking this guy, but instead, like how the people interpret the leak, like the riddles and all those stuff, interpret it as Kamen Rider Decade is making a return in Kamen Rider Gotchard. The reason why I don't think Decade is gonna return in Gotchard, there's only one reason. This is not a 10 years anniversary movie. If this is a 10-year anniversary movie, I believe Decade might make an appearance, but this is the 5th Reiwa series, so I don't think Decade is gonna return so fast. Okay, maybe wait for 5 more years, then we are gonna get the return of Decade. That is gonna be so cool. But I think right now just let Decade, you know, stay in the basement for a little bit and let the nostalgia brew a little bit, okay? Because by the time when we reach the 10th series of Reiwa, the nostalgia feeling is gonna hit like a truck, and when he returns on screen, people is gonna cheer like crazy and people is gonna love it, okay? But with that being said, let us talk about the rider on the screen. This rider is using kind of like a ranged sword, something like that. On top of the sword is a range. We are not sure why he's using a range, but this range is, it looks like a sword, but it can also act as a gun, because if you actually see on top of the let me just move my camera so I can point it to you. So this thing like this, it looks like a scope, okay? It looks like a rifle scope and all that stuff, and based on the design of the entire sword itself, it almost seems like you can actually bend the sword down and became a gun, something like that. And that is like most of the time like Kamen Rider is gonna do that. And we also get to see steam liner in the sword itself, so we are not sure like how this rider is gonna utilize the card. Maybe he's only gonna use one card to henshin, maybe he's not gonna use two cards to henshin, but I doubt it. I highly doubt it. I believe like this rider is also gonna use two cards to henshin, because that is kind of like the gimmick of the show. Like if they only introduce a rider that only needs one card, it kind of like defeat the purpose of having two cards and kind of like chemically infusing them together, something like that, okay? So that is kind of like just a thought of what I think about this rider. And if not mistaken, this rider name is called Valvaradas. If not mistaken, Valvaradas. Let me know, okay? You guys are better in this than me. Let me know what is the name of this rider, because I have no clue what this rider name actually is, okay? Like even the face itself, the face looked like a wrench, okay? Look like a, you know, like the thing that you use to fix the toilet thing, like you used to like tighten the nuts and bolt. I think it is called wrench, if not mistaken. Like especially this part, like it is a wrench, okay? His eye is the roller that you scroll to open and close the wrench, something like that. So hey man, maybe this rider is called Kamen Rider Nuts or Kamen Rider Bolts, something like that. I don't know, but maybe it's called Nuts Bolts Nuts. I don't know, but let me move on to the next thing, okay? Okay, we got a close. Wow, this is really clear. Okay, so the card that he's using is not actually steam liner, but instead he is actually using matte wheels, okay? He is using matte wheels in the sword itself. So maybe there is a possibility that this guy only used one card to henshin, okay? And the henshin item rather than a belt is actually the sword that he's actually using right now, okay? It makes sense based on how he looks. He looks very, very different from Gotchard, so it makes sense that he will also have a different driver itself, okay? Really, really amazing thing. Or maybe this is another monster of the week. We are not sure. A lot of people say that this is gonna be a rider. I don't know, okay? But it looks like a monster. Might be a monster, might be a rider. We are not sure, but let me move on to the next thing. Next, we get to see Gotchard in his bike. Hey, Gotchard in his bike. Gotchard in his bike. I want to say one more time, Gotchard is on his bike, okay? Vroom vroom. So we are not sure like when, how much of the bike we are gonna see in the series itself, because in Geats, after like I think we only saw the bike in one or two episodes. Other than that, the bike has been left in the garage, not being used at all. But right now we saw the bike, so maybe we can kind of like do kind of like bingo card for Kamen Rider Gotchard, saying that hey, that we are gonna see the bike for maybe like maximum 5 times, okay? Like other than that, we are not gonna see the bike anymore. So I think that is the end of the trailer, if not mistaken. Up, we still got a cool pausing for Kamen Rider Gotchard, and another drone shot for Gotchard, and then another building shot for Gotchard. There's a lot of Gotchard shot here, so that is good. But I think that is pretty much it from the trailer itself. Hope you enjoyed the video. This is a long ass video. If you made it this far into the video, means you really love my content. And I just want to ask you, humbly request you to subscribe if you haven't. And I also want to give you a word to flex on the people that never finish the video, and to let them know, you can flex on them. I finished the video but you didn't, something like that. And the word today is scissors. Why is it scissors? Because I saw a Caesar right in front of me right now, so I am just gonna go with Caesar. Okay, not Caeser, but it is Scissors, Caesars, if that is how you spell it. This is not a spelling bee. This is not a spelling bee competition, by the way. But that is all. Hope you enjoy. I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Goodbye.